We shall have to see, won't we?
Do Klingons regularly throw the crew out of the airlock, or do they just stab them?
I was about to say, it's more like bit more stabby action, really, isn't it?
Hmm.
Depends on how badly you annoy somebody. It's like you don't even deserve the death of a warrior. Let's just vent you into space.
Oh, don't test that.
Yeah, Dave.
You know
You
what?
heard it here.
You know what? The more someone tells me not to do something,
You essentially heard the captain say, "Don't test me."
oh, you want me? This is reverse psychology, isn't it? Sorry, I like to point out I've been round Davis and Webbing Sean way too much over the last couple of weeks. So.
What is it from you people from that region? It's like, yeah, we're actually close to the seat of British government, so we feel the even more need to be random and chaotic, just to...
I don't think it's this region, I just think it's the fact that it's just...
The way our brains work. Yes, I know.
No, I just think it's as full. I think our friendship is just like built on chaos.
You've described the vast majority of people I know, present company included. There seems to be a trend, a thread that unites us all.
I'll tell you what.
My Discord name.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. I'll bring myself down a couple of gears, and I'll only go 7%, 7 out of 10 chaos today, not 10 out of 10.
Neuro spicy, yes indeed. Thank you, Mark. Dear me, dear me, dear me. Alright, so we're just waiting for Chris to pop his head around because he's on his way back from...
Does Chris play the engineer? Sorry.
Yes. Chris would be the part of Lieutenant Shilatha. The one who's tied with all of your shit.
Mark, are you the tactical officer?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I'm still trying to remember who everybody is in this.
To be fair, the Klingon crew that's really difficult to say. The Klingon crew have had less airtime than the crew of the Combs, so...
And yet everyone can remember my position very easily.
Oh, yes.
I wonder why.
You were the trendsetter. I need chaos. That looks like... Yes, it is. Invader Zim.
No. That's Alistair from Aspen Hotel.
Yeah. Visual style's very similar.
And then all the minions down there are his little goons that he has.
Oh.
Appears to me to be similar.
There was a nice breeze coming through my flat at this moment in time. It's lovely.
It's actually Mark stood outside farting.
Oh. Well. Smells of roses.
Okay.
That's that Turkish delight.
I believe we've set the tone for this afternoon, morning, wherever you are, today's session. Okie dokie. Liz, you haven't yet signed in to Forge Foundry, I note.
I was enjoying the conversation a little too much. I forgot.
Well, there's plenty more of that where it came from, I'm sure. For the time being. Oh, excuse me a second. Oh yes, fair warning. I've got the thermostat for my my PC's internal temperature on at the moment, and it's peaking slightly over 50% of what's nominal. So if I cut out all of a sudden and the stream and my conversation and everything else drops, that's probably because the heat's gotten so bad that the whole thing has just turned itself off to save itself. So if things do cut out abruptly, I apologize ahead of time, but blame the weather. Blame the weather.
Ah, yes, blame the heat wave.
Which, you know, if you want to get real technical about it, I suppose I could lay the blame at all the industrial powers in the world who care more about profits than they do about the future of the planet, but, you know.
Case in point, the current US government.
Indeed. Not to mention China. But
China does burn an absurd amount of coal.
So I'm led
There's a lot
to
of houses, because it's not just the sheer power generation, it's also really common to still use coal to heat homes. So that combined with the power plants and all the incredible chemical processes it's still working, that's why you have such a smoggy China.
Yay!
Yay! And we all get to share in the warmth. Isn't it lovely?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Anyway, before delving further into that particular subject matter is where disappointment and maybe a bit of rage lies. So let's back away from mundanity, as I like to call it, for a bit, and jump into. Right, so we will give Chris time to join, but we're not going to delay things for too much longer. We'll jump into this now that I can see Liz is signed on. So to those who want to hear from Sirenscape, make sure you've got it, you know, turned on.
I have.
I have.
Who are you and what have you done with Dave and Mark?
It actually made me jump earlier because you switched it on and it was all the way up to 200%.
Whoops.
There we go.
I take it I haven't got it on 200. Nope, I've got it down to 100% this time. Okay, I am going to chuck folks in the vague direction of our Klingon intro video, and we will be back in a moment. Folks, don't go away. Hello, folks. Welcome along to the further adventures of the Klingon ship Do Qe'Bach. I am MJ, the GM, and I will be your games master for the next couple of hours. Now, because of what's going on today, which will involve a bit more, a bit of to and fro with screen time, I am using the default Starfleet LCARS layout to the screen today. He is our chief engineer, rather than the Klingon display, because I want to be able to show more of what you guys can see, because there's the potential for a lot of things to happen at the same time here, so we need screen real estate. As such, even though we are playing the Klingon crew, I'm sticking to the somewhat more visible LCARS layout. And just joining us appears to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Utter Crisp.
Hello. Apologies for the delay. My PC's being slow at the moment, and I just got back in from my trip back from Bridget.
That's fine, no problem. Sound a bit far away from your mic. However, whilst you're there, I'm going to quickly plug your stuff. Here we go. This is our chief engineer's gaming channel, mostly to do with nostalgic trips down memory lane, which make folks like me feel terribly, terribly old. And I take it that Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is still an ongoing process that we're all very much looking forward to.
Still cooking.
Excellent. Cooking is indeed the right word, because we're on our, what, second, third heatwave over here at the moment? Third? Jeez, I thought it was all a bad dream. Well, there we go.
Nope. and it's only gonna get worse
Well,
until we get out of August. It's
even
just gonna
September.
get worse. Yeah, even September. Yeah.
never mind. Never mind. For here we shall enjoy some adventures on the Klingon ship Do Qe'Bach. So, just to remind folks, Connie is playing the part of Captain Qe'Bach. Liz is our first officer, Commander Trasa, also previously known as Commander Trasa Hopkins. We have Mark being the tactical officer, Commander Tre'gok. Dave plays Dr. O'Ketha, who is part medical officer, part chief science officer. And the chief engineer of the Do Qe'Bach is Lieutenant Shilatha, played by Chris. Captain Qe'Bach, yep, still the first officer. Nevertheless. Right, before we kick things off... Excuse me. Anything anybody wants to bring up? I can't imagine there's too much, because like I've said before, the Klingon crew don't get a heck of a lot of airtime.
I've got injuries apparently.
Injuries? Not surprising. Yeah. The ill-set jaw. That has more than likely been repaired by now, so we can get rid of that, no problemo.
Damn it. It is so quiet.
Good point. So you guys are all members of the same house, House Krell. House Krell is, if I recall, a medium-sized house. Not quite the size yet of one of the great houses, but definitely on the way up. That reminds me. The dealio on House Krell. So yes, I've got the text of it all up in front of myself here. An old and resurgent house tends to put out a high output of warriors and have very high connections with the House of Gowron at the moment. So you guys have got the backing of the chief himself. Let me see. Bold and decisive. All that good stuff. So at the moment, your house is looking how good? Calm, stoic. Influence of 7 out of 10, which is not bad at all. Might of 10 out of 10, which means militarily your house is pretty beefed up. Wealth of 7 out of 10, so not bad. Not bad at all. But overall, your house's reputation is now 5 out of 5. So if it had any cause to try and petition to become a greater house, with therefore designs on getting into the blah 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 blah. Oh, there's an actual term for it and I've forgotten it. When your house goes on the council.
Pass.
Yeah. I'm afraid the heat's getting to my brain. I can't process words well at the moment. Nevertheless, House Krell's status seems to be going up, so whether or not you do have the grounds to petition for ascension into the great houses and therefore get on the Klingon High Council is something we will have to see. But for the moment, we are in slightly better situation. So let's jump ourselves over to the Do Qe'Bach bridge whilst we get on with our story. Today would be episode, I believe, 31? Could be wrong about that. No, 31. This is episode 31, titled A House by Any Other Name. If folks need the stardate for that, I can give you the stardate for that. Otherwise, it's the 31st episode. So,
Yeah, I might need that just in case.
okay.
In
Go
in
on.
the character notes, why do we have access to Dr. Sot?
Character
Not
notes.
that
Which character
it's
notes
something.
where?
He's on surely.
have access to everyone. No?
No, in the character notes, I only have access to retired, and it's all the Klingon characters and Dr. Sot.
I only have my. No, in retired there's Lieutenant Garrow, but if you
Ah,
collapse it, then
Collapse
you
it.
should see
oh
everything
yeah,
else.
Yeah, I see the entire Combs crew, and then obviously
yeah.
my
I
In
was
character
looking
notes.
at the wrong bit. Yeah, character notes. I've got
It
my
helps
guy.
if you look in the correct place, yes. So we all good? We're not missing anything that we should be seeing? We
Not
can
missing anything.
Not missing anything, okay. Okay. All right then. We start things off by being on board your on board your ship, but not on the bridge. The crew of the Do Qe'Bach are currently playing host to the crews of 2 ships, which you are currently escorting. You are currently escorting a pair of technically civilian transport ships who have got supplies needed for the various installations that you are currently resupplying. So the Do Qe'Bach is currently not supporting. I'd only just said what it is. Good grief. My ability to form words is collapsing by the moment. I do apologise for that. Nevertheless, the Do Qe'Bach has got two civilian transport ships, the Pathella and the Mavola, both of which are civilian ships. No real big weapon banks on these things except for disruptor banks. They are just made for transporting goods and sundries needed for the continued operation of the Empire. So, with so much time in between stops, the captains of both the civilian transports are able to come aboard your ship in order to enjoy some social time, which is what's been going on largely. So at present, in the mess hall of your ship, the 2 captains of the 2 civilian transport ships, so you've got Captain Thak and Captain Carlasa, along with some of their senior officers, which, as you can imagine, on a civilian transport vessel, you don't have that many. Certainly not as many as are needed for a military vessel. And you're all enjoying some good wine, some good drink and good food and good company, because Thak and Carlasa are transporting mostly food and drink supplies to the various stops that you have along your path, but they also have a good stock that they keep in ready supply for themselves and any of the ships who are the ones that are guarding them as they move throughout the Empire on their supply run. So you've been enjoying the company of these guys for a good couple of weeks now. So, currently, you're enjoying the tales of both civilian transport captains of their own particular type of conquests, which have not been entirely militaristic in nature. Currently, you've got tales that sing very similar to other tales you get from warriors on other ships. And currently you're being entertained by Captain Thak and Captain Carlasa talking about a time that they were evading Orion pirates. So feel free to have your own characters chime in with tales of their own exploits at any time. But to start things off, Captain Thak is mid-story. As he is explaining the time that the two transport vessels had to evade the Orions. So Captain Thak starts us off. So there we were, 2 transport vessels alone, no protection whatsoever, and out of the asteroid field these Orions came, thinking that we were easy prey. But what they did not realize is that myself and Kalasa had perfected this evasion technique of ours for some time. We being experienced merchant flyers after all, and so Kalasa, as per usual, hid her ship in the warp shadow of my own. As the Orions came streaking out at us, Kalasa went underneath my own ship to come up beneath the Orions and strafed their vulnerable underbellies whilst they least expected it. Their shields, their weapon systems being damaged, it was glorious to watch them fly away from a pair of Klingon transport vessels with their tails tucked firmly between their legs. Ha ha! A nice raucous cheer goes up from the crew of Captain Thak's senior crew. Kalasa takes a big swig of her own bloodwine tankard and goes, "And that would be the 5th time that I've saved your hide?" Thak goes, "Nonsense! Must be 6 at least." Can I say, I'm just such a handsome target they cannot help but shoot at me. I don't remember about anything about previous Klingon missions.
So we could chime in. I cannot remember a thing.
So, make it up. You are Klingons! Honestly, seriously, if you think you can make up a silly story for what you guys have been through, I could probably believe it.
The only stories that Trasa can remember is her time on the combs. And most of it's because of temperature.
Well, you know, I'm sure these guys would like to hear it.
You managed to whip up Starfleet officers to be almost as good as Klingons.
Uh-huh.
Nah, that is a lie.
Is Trasa going to take that?
Humans as good as Klingons? No.
Your jaw is only just healed.
I am not insulting our commander's leadership. I am saying humans are not as good. Well, the Federation are not as good as Klingons.
Well, says Captain Kalasa, there was that rather argumentative Tellarite that one time. Do you remember, Thak? At which point Thak spits a mouthful of food across the table. Oh, don't remind me. Good grief. He was trying to insist to sell us a slew of self-sealing stem bolts for half the regular price. Insisted.
Oh, okay, good. Not the Tellarite thing. Whew.
Kalasa intervenes. Well, if you do insist on arguing with a Tellarite, you're going to get undercut every time. You have to go the opposite way. Overestimate your value, then he'll deliberately try undercutting you, just for the sake of it. It's a trick with all Tellarites. They like to think they're being aggressive and argumentative, but all they're doing in the end is just trying to play the... What do humans call it? Reverse psychology?
That is true, Captain. They do call it reverse psychology.
Fascinating concept.
I don't get it myself, even though I'm a medical professional.
I mean, it makes no sense, does it? On a Klingon ship, you're told to do something, and you do it.
Yes.
Or you don't.
Humans, any part of the Federation, they're all really weird people. I don't get them.
Humans, Vulcans, oh, Vulcans.
Yeah, they are weird.
Mate,
Though I have met a few humans that are as crazy as some of the Klingons.
Oh, really? I would find that almost hard to believe. But then, we've seen some interesting things, haven't we, Shilatha? Shilatha nods sagely.
Yeah, let's just say our engineer from my previous ship when I was on Starfleet jury-rigged a gravity sled to become a go-kart.
A go-kart? As opposed to what, a stop cart? Go-kart.
Let's just say it wasn't supposed to move on its own. Too much.
Marvelous.
But no. And then they proceeded to have me drive it throughout an entire freaking spaceport. Because of the race. Against... I forget which crew it was.
The Mapui crew, if I recall.
How about jury rigging a Type 3 phaser?
Yeah, they also jury-rigged a Type 3 phaser to become a grenade.
Ooh.
Now Tre'gok's interested.
Not just any phaser, my phaser.
Captain
Hold on,
Qe'Bach.
my ear's burning.
somewhere else, out into space.
My ear... No, it's fine. Flesh, what was that problem again? Sorry.
Captain Qe'Bach, I wonder if Qe'Bach is intrigued or alarmed at the fact that your tactical officer heard jury-rigged a phaser to be a bomb, and is now very interested.
Oh no, it's a delightful thing, really. I mean, I'd be surprised we wouldn't have done it before. Just because we go in with our bat-labs doesn't mean we can't employ some ingenuity ourselves.
Indeed. Indeed. Ingenuity, says Captain Thack as he's waving a haunch of meat. That's what I like about being a merchant, Captain, as unglamorous as it all sounds, not being on a warrior ship. You have to approach battle differently. Every merchant endeavor is its own battle. Every navigation through territories to get to where you need to be is a journey in and of itself, and, more often than not, requires more than a little quick thinking. Nice to see we're in like company around here.
That is very true, Captain.
Thack takes a big bite out of this hunk of meat he's got in his hand, and then turns, with his mouth still full, turns to Captain Thalassa. Whatever happened to that Tellarite? Thalassa puts her drink down, and her face kind of sinks a little bit as she goes. I believe his merchant transport vessel was attacked by one of our ships that decided to attack a convoy of Federation civilian transports. He refused to turn over control of his ship to the captain of that ship and was executed summarily for it. That seems to bring the mood right down. Thack just shakes his head. A pity.
Remind me again, what house do we hate the most?
Ooh, yes. Who is your biggest rival house? The ones you hate most of all. Where is he? Cause there is... Ooh, where did I put it?
Is it
Where?
the Stark house?
Oh, Stark! I hate that bloody Sean Bean! No,
lad, went out you spit, lad.
you don't talk proper. What
mean-
was the name of that house? Safe passage was House Varoth. That was it. House
Hacking
Varoth.
civilian ships, that sounds like something House Varach would do.
Well, jumps in. Actually, I mean, Carlassa should jump in there. Well, with our recent spate of military, shall we say, not defeats, but stalemates that we've been suffering recently, which, by the way, you didn't hear from us. We've also been hearing that a lot more raids have been happening so that houses and captains can claim more honorable prizes won by, well, essentially blindsiding civilian transports. Thark shakes his head again. Whatever happened to honorable combat? Civilian vessels were supposed to be out of bounds.
Yeah, nothing's out of bounds for the likes of House Varach. They probably started it and claimed it's honorable. I don't know, talks.
Well, I for one am glad to be in the company of entirely honorable Klingons. To House Krell and Captain Qe'Bach. Bunch of swarthy yet honorable dogs if ever I did come across any.
Rah.
Blah. Blah.
Let me see. If all of you guys are busy here in the mess hall, then that means that your operations officer, Lieutenant Doss, is going to be the one who interrupts what's going on. Forgive me, Captain, but we're getting a distress call, some kind of signal that we're intercepting. You might want to come to the bridge and have a look for yourself.
Come on, crew, let's go have a look.
Okay, so, Captain Thack and Captain Carlassa will accompany you to the bridge for now, just to have a look at what's going on. And when you get to the bridge and assume your various positions, your operations officer can confirm that you've begun receiving a series of first warnings and then distress calls over subspace from the Hanassa System. Looking over them, Lieutenant Doss reports, initial indications appear to be from the planetary governor of Hanassa saying that they're under attack. I haven't been able to raise the Hanassa System since. Wait a minute. Belay that, Captain. I am now getting a communication out of the Hanassa System. It appears to be a redaction of the previous distress signal. No audio. Code only. Disregard.
Someone's drunk at the controls.
That is suspicious. Who else has been around that system that we know of?
Well, if you want to have a doodly 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 doo. Let me see. Pull up information on that system is going to be reason and science from whoever wants to give it a go. Reason and science would suggest your science officer, but it could be really anybody with a fairly decent science rating, since you are just interrogating the Klingon database to find out.
Those are
Information.
easily my worst stats, so I'm going to help.
Seeing as they are my best stats.
I'm going to
12
help.
and 5.
Yeah, I'm going to help because I'm being dismissive of it. Someone's just drunk. Don't worry about it. So I will help.
I don't think do any of my faces apply to this?
Let's have a look. Not currently, no.
Okay. Alright, we'll just do a straight one then.
Just straightforward. Interrogating the Klingon database to find out anything you can on the Hanassa system. Let's see how you do. Ooh, not bad at all. Ba-ba! 3 successes. So, the first thing that you find unusual is 3 overall. Wicked, wicked, wicked. The first thing you find that's very unusual is the difficulty with which you have accessing the information on the Hanassa system. It's not one of the more widely available ones. It's one of those ones that you have to trawl through records in order to find. So it's like, well, they made this difficult to get at. There we are, finally found it. And it appears that the main reason that it's difficult to find anything about it is the Hanassa system is actually under the purview of one of the minor houses. And therefore, obviously, library data on minor houses is always a little bit more difficult to come across than anything of the medium or major houses, who like to sing their glories a lot more. So, as far as you're able to get, the Hanassa system is it was first explored in 2336, bearing in mind that this is now we're now in 2370. Ooh, is it 3 or is it 72? Give me a moment to confirm that. What is the star date? 49. So we are in 2372 potentially. Let me check that to make absolutely sure I'm not being an idiot. Oh no, have we drifted into the next year? We have. We're in stardate 50488.2, which I will put in the doodaddy. So we're actually in 2373, so it was established some time ago. So, current stardate 50488. Current year 2373, and it was the Hanassa system was first explored in 2336 by the newly formed minor house of Palesh. There they discovered a Yan-class world, or a Y-class world, inhabited by a species called the Hagit. The information that you've got on this suggests that the Hagit were a mammalian species evolved from amphibious carnivores, and their world had several large nation-states at the time of discovery. Their technology equivalent was compared to that of Kronosh in the mid-22nd century, but in spaceflight they were less advanced. They were just getting started. As such, they only had a small colony on their largest moon, and only a dozen or so interplanetary vessels, which meant that House Palesh managed to sweep in and pacify them pretty quickly. What you're able to discover information-wise is that House Palesh discovered that their moon has some significant dilithium deposits, and therefore quickly established a foothold on this and subjugated the Hagit to being one of the slave races of the Empire. On your last bits of data suggesting what the last entries about the systems suggest that House Palesh had managed to expand the existing infrastructure and had constructed a shipyard in the systems near the system's asteroid belt. They'd also put in an orbital fortress, mostly for keeping the population in check, and they'd started a large-scale dilithium mine and processing facility on the lunar colony. So, with that information in mind, what would you like to do? Whilst you're mulling over whether or not to do anything, yes, Mark, go on.
Let's say, so we just learnt about the area. We've not really learnt what the distress call would have contained.
Well, from
Or
what
what
Lieutenant
trust
Doss was able to determine, there was... it was from the planetary governor?
So
Something
still a
about...
Klingon.
Still Klingon. But apparently claiming they were under attack. But then...
Can we?
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No. That's it.
Just wondering if it's not too far to hail them.
Aha. You could try,
Ooh.
certainly.
Also, if they're dismissing after saying they were under attack, could we ask for secure confirmation?
You could.
But then they might have the secure details have been compromised.
They might be compromised, or they may struggle. It would be interesting to see if they are able to give secure confirmation.
I think also
Although that
I
would,
think
yeah, it would give the game away that we know if they are under attack.
I think, just be like, cameras on. Let's see what you look like. Are you still alive? Something
This
like that.
sounds like you want to perform a long-range sensor sweep.
Yep.
Do it.
So then, whoever wants to give it a go, whoever wants to help as well, can give me a reason and science task. This is difficulty 0. So this is a good one
Okay.
to obtain momentum with. Can be assisted by the ship's sensors and science. I've got the ship's token here for anyone who wants to help. Chris, you've been a bit quiet so far. Do you fancy being the Do Qe'Bach, or is Chris not here? He's been right back. Liz! Do you fancy being the Do Qe'Bach to assist with this? Sensors and science, which I know is your ship's favorite things to do.
Sensor science.
Oh, sensors operating at peak efficiency, it seems. Nice. So that just leaves who's going to actually do the sensoring, which I imagine is once again going to be the science officer.
Yes.
Unless the captain wants to get involved.
The only good roll of the night. I'm calling it.
I don't think the captain would.
No, we need more of those.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I get a few good rolls, and then the rest turn into bad.
We need more 20s in our life.
I roll a 20 and my AC cuts out. Oh damn. I spoke too soon.
Sadly, not the right game to get nat 20s.
Quite. Quite.
So am I doing this myself, or is somebody else coming to join?
You have a ship.
I have.
The ship helps you.
Yeah, no. I'm just asking if there's any other character. I'm not asking about the ship.
Ship is helping. If the captain wants to get involved, captain can, just by basically barking orders.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll do that. Can't do anything about my signs, of course.
But you can do presence and command very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
I guess
Dr.
that's a-
Ketha has also... Both of you have got foci that you can use, so you may as well.
My medical procedures.
Shh.
Yeah.
Doctor, before you can't talk anymore again.
Okay, I'll shut up.
But now,
Sensor operations, yeah.
yes, please. The captain gets to help with 1 dice. Ooh, oh,
Oh.
oh,
Hello.
on fire! So, jeez, Louise, that's 6 successes. That's a 4.
It's
God
all down
damn!
here.
So we scanned everything.
Oh yes, by the hand of
There's
Kayla, she
nothing
really
left
did.
to scan.
Crikey day. Alright then, you get all the data. Let me see. Long range sensor sweep. So yeah, you can tell that the system star is still a yellow-white main sequence star, and the primary world that the inhabitants live on is a Yan-class world, which is closer to Kronosh levels of habitability. There are 2 gas giants and a smattering of other unremarkable rocky worlds. However, with that sheer amount of successes you just got, you can detect using long-range sensors that there are 3 older model Katanga-class battle cruisers in the system near the primary world. And there are definitely 2 artificial structures in the system. One appears to be an orbital fortress around in orbit of the Yan-class planet, and the other appears to be a larger multi-slip dockyard that's kind of almost hidden near the system's asteroid belt. It's kind of sneaky that way. The thing that does grab your attention, however, is that the sheer amount of sensor data you've accumulated suggests that there's evidence of Starship disruptor fire and rapidly expanding cloud of gases.
Ooh.
Anything you would like to do with this information?
Full speed. Weapons primed, undercloak.
Running
is-
speed. Ready.
So both science and tactical suggest altering course to investigate?
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
With intent for violence.
Oh, we could be violent. We're not Starfleet.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be why Mark sent the "What time is it? It's time for war crimes."
All right.
Be right back. No problems, Mark. Okay. The captain, however, has final word. So, what does the captain think?
Mm,
What's the first officer
So-
council?
Yeah, let's go investigate. Not weapons primed, though.
Tre'gok has a very audible "Oh." He takes his hand
Oh,
away
fun.
from takes his hand away from the weapons activation button. But ultimately, this is a Klingon ship, and therefore the final decision rests with Captain Qe'Bach.
Yes. Let's go. I'll
Okay.
tell the captains that they'll see some good action.
At which point, yeah, Captain Thack and Captain Carlassa seem very interested in what's about to happen. We were given orders, however, to escort us to our next supply route. Perhaps you'd better signal ahead, just to let command know that you're altering course and that we won't be expected at our previous rendezvous. At
We
our
won't be
next
long.
rendezvous, I should say.
We'll still make it to the rendezvous, and we won't be long.
Yeah, let's get there first, see what's going on. If it's really nothing, then we'll head back, and no one will be the wiser.
Okay. Whilst, so it'll take. Let me see. It'll only take a few hours at high warp to reach this, the Hanassa system. So Captain Thack and Captain Carlassa retire back to their own ships to let their own crews know that there's going to be a change of course. Now, your ship is vastly more speedy than the two civilian transport ships that you are accompanying, so you are going to have to go only as fast as your slowest members of your convoy, but nevertheless it should only be a few hours. These civilian ships are not too bad as far as their ability to travel at high warp. Give me a second, what's going on out there? No, okay. But these civilian craft are built more for their rugged design, their reliability, than they are anything to do with either combat or speed. So your ship still has all the cards there. So you're only able to proceed as fast as the other two transport ships will allow you to go, but nevertheless, still only a few hours it will take you. Do you want to do any kind of research onto either more on the Hanassa system, or on House Palesh, or on the people that they subjugated?
Yeah, more info on House Palesh. See if they've actually been any good at keeping order.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, you amassed a ridiculous amount of successes on that last one, so it takes a good bit of time for you to uncover much. Again, information on the minor houses and their histories and their deeds is always given lower priority. So you can think of it as the library computers, the main library computers of the and database stores of the Empire, put a higher retrieval priority on information regarding the great houses, less of a priority then on just the high houses, and it goes down and down and down in priority. So it takes a bit more time for data to come back when you do interrogate the Empire libraries. Eventually, some ways into the journey, you do get some information back, and it suggests that House Palesh are small even for a minor house, stemming from the fact that they only have claim to a single world close to the Gorn hegemony. They were only apparently granted minor house status by the Chancellor at the time, which, considering the date, 2335, that might have been Kempek at that particular point, because he was around for a while as Kempek. But their founder, House Palesh's founder, General Palesh, led a celebrated raid against the Gorn to destroy a forward outpost that the Gorn had constructed inside Klingon-claimed territory. Little other information is available besides the mention that they had conquered a species inside the Empire, which would probably be The Hagit people of the Hanassa System. Whether or
The
not...
Hanassa-
Go on, sorry.
I was going to say, so they oversee the whole system, the Hanassa System.
Apparently
That's where
so.
we're going now.
Hmm.
How much revenue does this bring them? If this is the only one they control.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Because you've brought it up earlier that we're not that rich. Now I'm thinking, can we annex this for our house? What?
Interesting! Here I thought you were just doing intel, but no. It's like you're now looking at this like, right, can we seize this from this minor house? That's interesting.
I mean, it's still intelligence.
Yeah, it's clearly, if there's a big problem, they're not worthy to govern this system. We're an up-and-coming house, very powerful.
Very
Should be-
militaristic.
Yeah, it should be.
Interesting. I confess I did not see that coming. All
Well, you
right.
probably really should have.
I should have, yes. I should have. Okay. I am going to... we're going to need someone to delve into history, the historical records here. So we're probably talking... who has got good... the right kind of influence or data acquisition for that kind of thing? I think you're probably looking at Lieutenant Doss's infiltration focus here. Because believe it or not, your first interrogation of the system doesn't yield any real information other than the fact that they do have control of the Hanassa system and that there is a dilithium mining operation subject there. But curiously enough, you're not finding any evidence of numbers. Exactly how much they're responsible for producing for the Empire.
So very lucrative, it seems, if they're doing back shady deals.
Not at the moment, no. It might be in the washing, the drying.
Yes, we will also do the washing and laundering of the money too. Yeah.
Sorry, my daughter was asking me a question. We'll do the washing and the laundering. Wow, okay. So as well as readily doing war crimes, you're up for doing a bit of... Wow. I'm
Starting our criminal empire.
I'm beginning to see House Krell in new light here. This is interesting.
This is all above board. I'm sure we can manage it.
We will still pay our tithe to the council. We're just going to make sure that we are enriched as well. We'll bump up that wealth of our of our house a bit.
There's no one not on my baskets in my room, not on my wall. Not on my floor.
I know, sorry.
That's like any if I see too much shirts.
Be right back, no problem, Connie. Okay, so I'm going to ask for somebody to probably be Lieutenant Doss. He's going to need some assistance from the ship's computer. So it's going to be computers and... Can you turn that to facing me, please? What are we doing here? We are investigating historical... not merchant records, exactly. We're doing mineralogical output, aren't we? Who would be good for that kind of job? Would Shilatha be? No. No, not really. The chief engineer is more to do with power system maintenance, intimidation, so you strong-arm your way into... Okay.
I mean, DOS does have infiltration.
He does, and that was my only real in. Okay. Chris, could you do me a favour and be Lieutenant Nathulol Doss? If you're about.
I'm so sorry, I just caught the tail end of that, the door when there was a delivery. What did you want me to do, sorry?
If you could be Lieutenant Nathulol Doss, please. We are looking for him to do some control and security with a focus on infiltration. Hello, puss. Tail in face. I was watching the stream right now. I can see my cat. Ooh, complication. Okay. Now, oops. Hello. What does learn from failure mean? When you fail at a science task, it's not a science, it's a security task. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Operations manager, self-reliant. Whoa. Whoa. I'm getting a cat yelling at me at the moment, hang on. Right, so yes, okay. 2 successes, which is what we wanted, but a complication. Okay, okay. Alrighty. Lieutenant Doss spends a bit of time looking into the financial records, let's say, of House Palesh. And all indications in regards to their dilithium mining operations. Cat's knocked over the microphone. Hello. Can I help you, sir? Well, sit down by there. Thank you. Looking into the Palesh's mining operation suggests that they initially put down a request for enough resources to create a rather sizable mining operation there. So we're probably looking at something almost the size of the dilithium mining operation that was on Praxis all that time ago. The amount of yield that's coming back from this mining operation doesn't seem to suggest the numbers that did come out of a facility as big as Praxis. So either they're doing something very, very wrong with how they're managing their dilithium, or something else is going on.
Wasn't Praxis the one that went kaboom?
Yes, it was.
So, if it was that big, it's reasonable to assume that it was... This should be a primary exporter of dilithium for the Klingon Empire. They're just not meeting it.
Yeah.
This is ours.
Yeah, the piratical rule of yoink, I do believe, applies. Right. I've got a very insistent furry boy right here in front of me who is demanding my attention. So, come up with a plan of action for a couple of moments while I see to this... little furry boy to get him out of my way. Excuse me. Back in a moment.
Go in.
Say hello to everybody.
Find the cause of the disruption. Save the day. Claim all the stuff. Nice, simple plan.
I agree with this.
I still think we should go in under cloak, so it just looks like 2 vessels, trade vessels, are coming in.
Sounds like a plan.
We don't have any of the crazy things on the ship that allow us to arm our weapons, do we? While under cloak?
There we go.
Nope.
So what is the plan now? I just came back.
Oh, going in under cloak, so it just looks like 2 transport vessels, civilian vessels, are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Try and work out what's going on. Save the day. claim everything for ourselves.
So we're not tailing them.
Let's see how close we can get before the problems happen. Because they'll hail the 2 civilian ships, the 2 trade ships,
Okay.
and we
And
can
then-
listen in.
If it all goes wrong, we'll be like, surprise, biatch.
Yep.
The rest of you are all behind this plan, are you?
Hopkins is just shaking her head.
I'm behind this plan.
We need to enrich our house. We can raise our prestige. We could increase the output if they're being dodgy, and still skim off the top. We'll just skim off the top less.
Chris, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I heard Chris, but he was really silent.
Oh, I'm fully on board. Sorry, my headset is not great.
Okay.
I'm going to boost Chris so I can hear him better. There we go. Don't shout, please. Don't fix your mic. You'll be very loud.
Brian, blessed levels of output, yes. Okay, alright then. So we're going in under stealth to get a feel as to what's going on in system before we make any decisions. Interesting. Okay, so you're telling Captain Thack and Captain Carlasa of the 2 civilian transport ships that you are doing this and that they're going to be visible whilst you go in under cloak. Alrighty then, in which case we activate our cloaking device. As we go in under stealth protocols, which means shields are off. Going in under the sneaky sneak.
Are weapons off as well during cloak?
You can't fire during cloak, so yes, shields and weapons are down.
Okay. I was going to say, even if we had our weapons powered up, we'd be easily detected, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. The idea, well,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
bending light rays and whatever else has to happen in order for a ship to be cloaked takes tremendous power.
But we can prep up and target the any vessels that we deem hostile. We can still be under cloak as we plan and target and give ourselves advantages before we go surprise.
Make sure
Yes,
our torpedoes are ready and phasers are ready to go. That's what
So-
I'm hearing.
It essentially comes down to speed and practice, really, and that kind of thing is usually the responsibility of the first officer on a Klingon ship is to schedule regular drills so that especially the bridge crew have got like tip-top response times when it comes to the speed with which you can lower your cloak and then raise shields and power weapons. Because the speed with which a crew can do this is essentially how quick how small a window you give the opponent to attack you whilst your shields are down. So it all comes down to the speed and efficiency and accuracy of a Klingon ship's crew.
I have a question of one of my talents. This one. Does attack mean any attack, or is it just handheld weapons? Because if I make an attack with the ship's weapons...
You may use a swift action and momentum spend, 1 rather than 2, and the second major action must also be an attack.
Because can I just blast all the weapons in that case?
You've done it before.
Oh, well, I'm doing that because I've got... I can increase the damage rating with 1 momentum, and I also get depleting quality if they still have shields by the end of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're able to do it. It does cost you momentum to do it, but that's why you can do it. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, then we're going into stealth, and it'll be a case of taking out the biggest threat first, whilst we wait for shields to come back online.
So, yeah. Yeah. It's all about the speed speed with which your operations officer and your chief engineer can redistribute power, and then it becomes the speed with which you can throw power to the appropriate weapon systems and defensive systems in order to do what you need to do. Opus, you're on camera, you know. Shouldn't look that way. No. Okay. Someone is very determined to be involved in what's going on at the moment. Alright then, so let's see what we can't see when you make system. Alright, so you've got the 2 transport vessels coming along. Alrighty. So like I said, it only takes a few hours, and so it gives you time to come up with your plan. Whoops-a-daisy. So, when you do enter the Hanassa System, what do you see? Well, let's see what you see first of all. So these are the 2 transport vessels. Meow. You're not comfy there, are you, mate? So, as you can see, the transport, for civilian transports, they're actually pretty huge. These are pretty humongous ships. You know, you've got a scale 6, I think. You know, you've got a scale 5 ship. These are scale 4 ships. So they're not that much smaller than your own. But the Hanassa System. So you have got the Y-class... Oh, mate. Y-class world. At the edge of the system. Ah! Cat, what are you doing? So, you've also got the orbital fortress. And you're also aware of the shipyard. Very, very close to everything else that's going on, including the asteroid belt nearby. So, I would like a reason and science check, difficulty 1, to do mostly with sensors, please. Very demanding boy. What is it, mate? I just gave you food. Reason and science, if you could, with an emphasis on sensors would be good from our chief science officer here.
Okie dokie. I've also I have a dedicated focus.
You do?
I just realised.
Well, now if you want to use it, I mean, you don't have to. You've got quite a lot of momentum in the pool.
Do a tick focus or do a tick dedicated focus?
Up to you. Can you use the talent multiple times?
Yes, didn't say.
When it's taken, choose one. When attempting a task, you score a critical success for any die that rolls equal to or under twice. Yeah, so. Yep.
Okay.
That means it applies every time.
Yep. And it is for sensors, so.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yazza. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Alright. Sensors indicate that there are a few shuttles and small craft detectable in system. They are operating... those that are operating are moving between the inhabited world, the orbital fortress, and the shipyards. Sensors also show that there are 3... I will bring us back to the system. 3 Katanga class battle cruisers maneuvering in system. Captain Tre'gok. No, not Tre'gok. Pardon me. I've promoted Tre'gok and demoted Captain Qe'Bach. Captain Qe'Bach. Captain Qe'Bach, I would like you, and maybe even your first officer, to give me insight and con, difficulty 1, and you can use space combat tactics as a focus.
So both of us are doing it individually?
You can assist each other on this, I would say. So one can lead, one can assist, essentially.
Okay.
Oh. Would any of my focuses come into play?
Helm control might very well, yes, because you'd recognize the maneuvers being taken.
I'll assist Trasa.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Does the captain have anything to counter that with?
What's the equivalent?
I hope not.
Wait. So, order to, I know. Are the stakes high enough for this order to Kalis medal? I can use only once per adventure. I can treat my gear 20 as if it rolled a 1. I don't think the stakes are that high. I'm okay with taking the 20 if everyone else is.
It's more that we're still under stealth. The complication could pull us out of stealth.
True.
And then
Honestly, it's worth using the order. I think it's worth using the order.
Okay. We'll mess up elsewhere. So, I use the order to Kalis.
The order to Kalis will allow you to, once per adventure, direct or otherwise assist a subordinate. You may treat it as if you had rolled. Cool, that's great. We'll use that. Use it as if you rolled a 1, so that's great, Fandabi. Dozy. What your instincts suggest is the way these Katanga battle cruisers are maneuvering in system. It plots the trajectories of their vessels and shows that they are spreading out in a pattern that will allow them to intercept the 2 cargo transporters that you brought along with you. The Katanga battle cruisers also have shields up and weapons armed.
We should get the trade ships to hail them.
Ironically, I do have 3 orders of the Batliff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the Legion of Honor.
Yes, it's exactly like the Legion of Honor, in fact. So, going back to this layout, you guys are currently cloaked. So I'm just going to put a little status effect on here just to show that you are... I'll find it. There it goes. No, invisible. So you guys are cloaked. All they can see, unless they actively look for you, is the 2 civilian transports. These 3 Katanga-class battle cruisers are the ones that have laid themselves out in an intercept pattern. Split up. So you want the transporters to hail them, yes? Was that it? Or did I miss that bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be listening in.
You are met with a standard friend or foe response, which indicates that the ships are part of House Palesh, the House Palesh fleet. But if that's true, Why are their battle cruisers looking to intercept the civilian transports coming in?
Let's get the transport ships to ask them why. They're friendly. They're responding to a distress call. Get them to pretend they didn't hear about the disregard, and ask what they're doing here. What's the cause of the distress?
I would like... let me think. I would like another sensors operation check, please, from somebody. Anybody?
Okey-dokey. Dedicated focus again.
That's what you've got it for.
Is it reason and science?
It will be control and medicine in this regard, actually.
Okay, control and medicine. So no dedicated focus.
Let's go with no and go from there.
Have I got a focus?
Biology will do nicely.
Okay. Oh. I thought I closed it down there.
Nice, good. Okay, cool. Well, Dr. O'Keefe is scanning the 3 Katanga-class battle cruisers for life signs, comes across a rather surprising result. All 3 of these Katanga-class vessels show no Klingon life signs. The only crew are the Hagit.
Well, Trasa's gonna look at the tactical officer. Well, it looks like you might get your wish after all of us taking over this place.
Can we get the transport ships to ask to see them on viewer? Just to get them to respond.
Okay.
As we prep our attack pattern.
Okay, cool. So what you notice is, as you start putting out the idea to the other 2 ships to respond back, you notice the Katanga vessels are slowly splitting up. They are staying out of weapons range of the transport ships, even as they spread out. And it looks like this is like your best guess would be an encircling pattern. And what do we get is you get eventually the... Hang on, let me start this thought again. The crew of the 2 transport vessels, they send out the hail, but they also make sure to loop yourselves into what's going on with the transmission so that you can be kept abreast of what's going on. And as such, a response, a wideband subspace transmission comes from the inhabited planet rather than from the Katanga cruisers. And this signal is easily strong enough that it probably can reach, and probably will reach, the homeworld back on Kronos. And so, what you get is a standard Klingon subspace transmission header appears, along with the Imperial seal, before the image is replaced by a shocking sight. Sitting in a chair is presumably the former planetary overseer of House Palesh, but he is very clearly dead, with his bat'leth piercing his chest and pinning him to the back of the chair. Standing next to the chair is an older Hagit. Now the Hagit are, like I said, a mammalian species who evolved from amphibious carnivores And they stand about 1.5 meters tall, and they have 4 eyes spaced evenly around their ovoid heads and purple scaly skin. Apparently are strong and quick, because they've adapted on how to move against water, against the resistance of water. So, standing next to the former, planetary overseer's chair is an older Hagit, with his head tilted forward so all 4 of his eyes look into the camera. Klingon blood still stains his scaly skin, and his tongue laps out to clean his lips of it before he speaks. The few Klingon words he uses sound a bit strange coming from his alien mouth. I speak to the Klingon starships that have just entered my star system, and the Chancellor of the Empire himself. Hear me. I am Sekhmet Yanap, but you may address me as ruler of this world. The cowardly and dishonorable Petak of House Perlesh have been overthrown. No longer will such beasts reign over this world and her people. No more shall we be whipped and treated as animals, feasted upon by the gluttonous beasts that invaded us many cycles ago. One of the many failures of House Perlesh was giving us the knowledge and tools to ensure their defeat. We have read your history. We know of the Herc and how they attempted to destroy you, and there are those in your species who wish to visit this pain upon others. But like the glorious warriors of Konosh, we have risen up. We have slain those that wish to be gods to us. We have taken their weapons and ships as our own. We invoke the right of honored subjects. Excuse me, sorry, I'm dying. We invoke the right of honored subjects and demand to be recognized as House Hagit. If this demand is not met, and Klingon forces attempt to deny us the honor that we deserve, that which you so desire here will be destroyed. Kapla! The transmission ends. The Katanga battle cruisers appear to halt and hold their positions. Now you've gained a measure of what's going on in the Hanassa system. What would you like to do?
We need to make them part of our house. Or, you know, a branch family.
Yeah, but seeing as they've just killed and eaten Klingons, that insult can't go unanswered.
No,
If we take away their starships, let's see how willing they are to negotiate.
So you're going to...
Yeah.
Actually, hold on.
Holding on.
We have 2 trained negotiators here.
You do?
With both, I'm talking about both the captains. Like, they are, they wouldn't be, doing what they're doing if they were awful at their job. So why don't we try and, negotiate first instead of taking out their ships? Because if we take out their ships, then, we could easily take out their ships. It's easy. It's going to be easy peasy. Pardon me. But starting off from like a super violent standing isn't going to get us what we want.
Interesting.
We've been in a stronger negotiating position, but we're still stealth. We could negotiate with the trade vessel, using the trade vessel's captain.
Yes, that's
first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's let's try and negotiate first. If not, let's stop blasting them.
Question: do we know how many ships the house was
Yeah,
supposed to have?
yeah, that is a question. Because they may have ships cloaked as well.
Yeah, they
You
did say they
don't.
took the ships. It is a ship. Have a shipyard.
They do, but I would be
So
banking on the fact that they aren't trained to use these ships, so they're not going to be that effective. So even if they have more that are under cloak, they're not trained warriors in space battles.
Interesting.
So I think we could do better there. I think us boarding or trying to take them on, they sound like quite durable and quite formidable hand-to-hand opponents or close quarters opponents. I think we have a distinct advantage in space battles. But I'm
Okay.
happy to give a negotiation a go, see if they're willing to become a part of our house. But I don't like that if we are not punishing them in some way, because it would come back to bite us if we don't punish them. But
I
let's
mean,
try negotiating first.
because they did say, presumably from what I got, they were like, if this isn't happening, we're gonna destroy everything, including ourselves.
It's a good point.
So we'll end up with nothing.
Since
let's at least scan and see if we can't find more ships just in case.
Since you have quite rightly brought that up, Connie, I'm going to let you in on some other piece of information that's probably not gone over the captain's head. But as far as you brought up the question of how many other ships, now that you've taken the time to actually bring that up as well, one thing that your sensors do suggest is that there are a pair of Birel class birds of prey that are almost done with being constructed near the shipyard. They're not totally 100% done, but there are, as well as the 3 Katanga class D7s. Although, is D7 and Katanga the same thing? I forget. They are more or less, if I remember. But nevertheless, the 3 Katanga class battle cruisers are the active ships at the moment. There do appear to be 2 Birel birds of prey, but they're still being assembled by the looks of it in the shipyard. So, willing to give Pete a chance.
I suppose we'll try negotiating first, but the 3 battle cruisers are going to be the primary threat. We shouldn't ignore the 2 birds of prey.
Yeah, I do have a.
Go on.
How close to finishing are the birds of prey?
It would still probably take about a week to completely finish them. It's not like they could be done in a matter of hours.
Okay. But are they good enough that they could theoretically be used as a battering ram?
They are complete enough that they could be used to try and be used as a measure of defense, but you know, they have holes in their hull plating which expose some of the internal whatevers, so their ability to conduct an actual space combat dogfight would be limited. Their ability to take hits would be a lot less in comparison to a fully put together bird of prey. Nevertheless, with that information in mind, yes, Connie.
2 more questions.
2 more questions, absolutely.
Yes. The first one is, from what I got from this speech, it wasn't that they ate the Klingons. It seemed like there was so much blood they were just licking it off their mouth. It was just a bloody
possible
bloody fight. So we don't know if they ate the Klingons.
Not for certain.
Okay. The second question is, so what is the population of the Hagit? Again, do we know?
Okay. Let me see. Mammalian species, 1.5 meters tall, strong and quick. They wielded several large nation-states, technology equivalent in some sciences to orbital colonies. So you're probably talking a couple of billion.
Okay.
But obviously they've been subjugated.
Yeah. So, I think we should think of whether this little operation of theirs is done by a minority, and or rather, it's like, you know, a worldwide vast majority would counterattack if we were even to display violence against them. Would there still be more, people join for them?
Numbers,
if we
yes.
take out their ships, good luck with orbital bombardments.
Well, there's that.
But yeah, if we see if we can get them to join our house, or become a member of our house and resolve things peacefully, okay. And then we just claim that the house that they've defeated is worthless. They need to join a powerful house. We can accept them in, but obviously we'll set the terms.
Is there also a social structure? Sorry. Is there a social structure where we can have them as part of our house, but they're not really a house?
Ah. You see, this is drifting very close to what I was going to be telling you about anyway, because one of the things that they asked for, as well as being, pardon me, as well as being acknowledged as a house, the last demand was that they invoke the right of honored subjects. Now, the captain, being the worldly, or rather, if there's a galactic equivalent of being worldly, galactically? Astral? No, sounds a bit weird. The captain would be better placed to have this kind of knowledge, but anybody with a knowledge of Klingon. Well, that's a good point, actually. Would you know? Insight and command from the Capitan, please, and of course Trasa can assist with this too, if necessary. Anybody who wants to join in on this can have a go if they think they have a good enough command skill, and a good enough insight as well.
I do. I don't. I have an 8 and a 1.
Does the chief engineer reckon that they've got enough insight or command to assist with this? Mind you, it looks like Chris is away from keyboard at the moment. Oh, there he goes.
No, sorry, I'm here. I'm just looking at my stats, and I don't think I'm particularly well endowed, shall we say, for insight and command.
Okie dokie.
Is there, would historian focuses or talents come into this? If people know the lore of their own culture.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I'm thinking it would be, but it's the obscurity of it that I need to ask for a check about. So it's assumed to be a thing, but because of the obscurity of it, unless somebody does have a specialization, as in either a trait or a focus to do with Klingon history, which I don't believe any of you do have, excuse me, it'll come down to your own levels of insight.
I'll be glad to have Trasa assist then.
Okay then. Insight and command from the two commanding officers then, please. Alright, Trasa's on it, as is the Cap. Nice. Good. Alright, so the concept of honored subjects isn't something that's spoken of very often in the Empire. It's not a taboo subject as such, but it's not something that the Klingons like to talk about all that much, because, as I will explain, it's a concept that dates back to after the rebellion against the Herc on Kronosh. So if you remember Klingon history, the Klingons were once enslaved by a race they called the Herc, which is just Klingon for outsider, I do believe. And, of course, the Klingons were able to overthrow their slave masters and made them flee all the way back to wherever it was they came from. And the majority of Klingon technology that they have in the present day, or this present day, is stuff that's been reverse engineered from what they nicked off of the Herc. Nevertheless, during the time soon after the rebellion of the Klingons against the Herc, a leader of a band of warriors asked Kailash himself if bands or tribes of Klingons that were fully conquered by the Herc were to be respected if they had been defeated. And Kailash responded with, those who rose up against their oppressors and defeated them, regardless of the means or the time it took, showed that those conquered people still had the heart of warriors, and bided their time wisely to learn how to best stalk and kill their oppressors, which at the time was the Herc. Those rebellious former slaves should be treated as equals, but watched closely for signs of any weakness or defeatism that had crept into their minds whilst they were enslaved. So, in a somewhat ironic turn of historical events, the Klingon Empire has a tendency to conquer and occupy in many ways like the Herc conquered them. And, yeah, they learned a good many lessons from their former overlords, but when a conquered people is able to rise up against the Empire, throwing off their Klingon overlords, it shows that these warriors have been underestimated. And either they are deserving of more respect than even Klingons, or perhaps that the Klingons overseeing them had lost their way. Regardless, the Empire takes Kailash's words to heart. By the time of the 24th century, where we are now set, there are only 2 honoured subjects in the entire Empire, where pardon me, let me read this. Where other conquered civilizations may never see the universe outside of their home systems, nor see freedoms that Klingons know, honoured subjects are considered to be minor houses of the Empire. They're allowed to build and maintain a small fleet of ships. They may even leave their home system. They will still never serve in the Klingon Defense Force, or ever be promoted to be a great house and serve as counsel to the Chancellor, but compared to other subject species of the Empire, they're almost on the level of Klingons. So essentially, the Hagit are using a little-known tradition, almost, amongst the Klingons, where if you rise up against your oppressors and everything looks like you did so in a manner that Klingons would consider honourable, they can request to be recognised as honoured subjects. What's this? Tre'gok suggests these terms. Become subservient to House Krell. Earn status of honoured subjects under House Krell, though service and joining war alongside us with Klingon enemies. Oh, kaboom. This is, however, coming from your tactical officer, and he does love his kaboom. So this is what the Hagit have requested. Or demanded. They've obviously overthrown the Palesh, somehow. And for your sensor readings indicate that there are indeed Hagit people on board at least the 3 Katanga battle cruisers. it would stand to reason that if they've shown you an image of the planetary governor being dead, then it's entirely probable this is a bigger, more complete overthrow of the Klingon government that was established there.
Are we able remotely to see if the guy who proposed those terms, claiming to be the leader, to see if he's a changeling? Or if any of them are changelings? Like, if it's a Dominion.
That's a
Cancer.
good point.
Because there's that. Again, Tre'gok is suggesting everything to Kaboom. We will acquiesce and say, fine, we can try negotiating. We'll keep hidden. See if they'll accept our terms. Or Kaboom. We don't threaten them, it's just these are the terms offered. If they reject, then the Kaboom happens. By taking out their starships, we then negotiate again. And then keep going. But yeah, it might be worth seeing if it's even worth negotiating, if it could actually be a Dominion or possibly Romulan subterfuge.
What do other people think? Because this is a good point.
I like Mark's idea, honestly. Yeah, I'll go with Mark on this one.
I think.
I will stress this is Tre'gok's compromise position. His idea is Kaboom. this is the compromise. So we'll just blow them up and then negotiate. But yeah, this is what I think.
Connie, you were going to say?
I think probably to those terms we should add that someone must be punished for this. But then again, you don't want to make a martyr of someone. But then this, as well as Dominion or Romulan subterfuge, I think we need to take care and see if there are any other influences, like other houses, that could have initiated this as well.
Well, Dr. Ukitha could tell you that detecting whether or not these folks are changeling infiltrators would have to be, means that they would have to be subjected to blood screening. So you would have to physically get up close to them, draw their blood, and test it to see whether or not it's actually a jelly monster from the Gamma Quadrant. So
I'm not doing any more work. No.
So
I've been on sensors enough. I'm not doing medical stuff too.
instead of the punishment clause in the terms, we just wouldn't say that outright, and we might not need to. As a part of accepting our terms, they'd have to subject themselves to blood screening. Because if they reject that, then they're almost certainly changelings. Kaboom time.
Hold on, you're making me do more work.
No, we're just suggesting it. If they reject it, because they don't want to be caught out,
Then
they're
kaboom.
changelings, then kaboom.
Oh.
If they agree, we do blood screening. Doesn't necessarily have to be you, but is your...
Well, no, it has to be because I'm the only one who's medically trained.
No, the civilian ships.
Do you think there's anybody as good as me on those ships?
Better than none. Because if you're not going to do it, someone will.
Oh, fine, but I want more bloodwine rations.
There's probably plenty in the dead people's, the dead houses cellars.
Then I
And-
want 4 barrels.
Ah! Wow, what a demand!
If you're making me do blood screening, then I want 4 barrels. Captain, Commander.
If they accept the terms, and we get to take over this region and enrich our house, yes, I think that's
But
worth it.
you're not the commander or the
No,
captain.
I'm endorsing it.
Oh,
The suggestion with caveats.
okay. All right, Captain Commander. I get 4 I get 4 barrels of blood wine if the negotiations go well and I do blood screenings.
And there's no changelings because otherwise.
And there's no well, no, I still want the 4 barrels if there's changelings. Actually, I want 5 barrels if there's changelings.
Your chief medical officer's being very demanding here, Captain, Commander. It's like she's negotiating.
We're gonna. Okay, Doctor, just stand down for now. Here's a little bottle.
I will take 3. I will take 3. The whole. That's it.
Okay, Doctor, you're in no position to negotiate. This is
All right. 2 barrels, and that's it. I can't go any lower than that.
So what I'm hearing is you want at least 2 punches to the face. Got it.
All right, 1 barrel, and that is my final offer.
1 punch to the face. Okay.
All right, a mug of blood wine after this.
I can give you a mug of blood wine.
Ah, okay. I negotiated well. From all the way from 5 barrels of blood wine to a mug of it. I can't see the problem in this.
Incidentally, yes, I just translated kaboom into Klingon for you there. I believe you pronounce that as rik. Rik.
How do you say it?
I want rik.
Heek.
It's like a. It's like a rolling, like a rolling g. Rik.
Heek.
There you go. I want rik. Give me rik. My button says rik.
Give me heek. Actually, oh god, that's awful on your throat.
Yes, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
This is why Klingons are angry all the time. It's because the extras having to speak the language.
Yeah.
Feeling their throats get torn up. Anyway. Okay. So we have an idea. We're going to try and talk to these guys, get them to agree to come to some terms. Meanwhile, your chief tactical officer has got their fingers over the Reek button.
Negotiating via the trade ships.
Negotiating via the 2 trade
we're-
captains.
Yeah,
I
Bring it
wonder-
back for a minute.
How would they do that? Like, oh, do you want to join this other house we're not part of? But,
That's a good point.
Don't
they
worry
say
about
that
them, they're not here.
we have received terms from a powerful house to relay to you, so they're acting as intermediaries.
Ooh, that
Would
works.
they, like, okay, let's do that then.
Okay, alrighty. Let's see what we can't discover. So, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I've
Go
got
on.
another thing. Tell them that they can have a thimble of blood wine if they agree. As well.
Teeny weeny bit.
Who doesn't like blood wine?
Okay, so hailing the battle cruisers using the transport ship captains with promptings from yourselves. The Hagit do actually answer. Now then, rather than it being the primary leader of the Hagit, it is going to be one of the ship captains, which I think should be... which one now? Rolk? Baktak or Ersk? Let's make it Rolk. So let me copy him into the bridge where you guys are. Put him on screen. So once again, Thak and Karlasa are relaying everything that's going on with their communication to your own communication system so that you can see what's going on. Now, sadly, No matter how well I input into the various AI image generators, and as despicable as I know that sounds, they were not able. The AI prompts were not able to generate me an image that was all that close to what I imagine the Hagit to look like, given the description, because it doesn't allow the inclusion of the extra 2 eyes. But you'll have to just take my word for it. In this case. The Hagit that comes onto screen is an individual. I am Sek Rolk. I am now in command of one of the Katanga-class battle cruisers. You may liaise with me. So, Captains Thak and Karlasa outlined that you are willing to concede their having killed the governor as long as they swear allegiance to House Krell?
Mm-hmm. And they can earn honoured subjects if they assist in the war effort against the Klingons' enemies, so the Dominion and the Federation.
Okay.
And the
Federation.
and that one cowardly house that we hate.
And that one cowardly house. House Varoth, yes.
Goddamn Federation. Sorry.
At which point I imagine Lieutenant Shilatha, your chief engineer, looks at the console that Dr. O'Keefe just spat on and went, "You're going to clean that up, right?" Because I ain't doing it.
No, that's your job.
Yeah, they'll definitely clean it up as Trasa comes and smacks him in the back of the head.
Just slap. Clean it up. But in the meantime, the liaison with the Hagit. We would be willing to be a vassal house of an honorable house, if they prove themselves to be more honorable than the dogs of House Pelesh. But we would need proof that they are indeed honorable Klingons. Too long have my people been treated like animals by the Pelesh. We are used as indentured servants, asked to conduct menial tasks, sometimes even overtaking the tasks that the Klingons of House Pelesh themselves should be performing. Ask those lying snakes, the Pelesh, to see if they have the courage to admit to how lazy they have become as the so-called masters of the Hagit. Their laxity and laziness is what led to their downfall. They thought we were merely animals to be toyed with, to be hunted, to be devoured, like we were nothing but cattle. But we are warriors also, and we deserve to be recognized as honored subjects of the Empire. If you can guarantee us this status, then we will swear fealty to the Empire and to the house that recognizes us, but not until we have proof.
So we can get them to relay our accomplishments to date, our fair treatment of captured prisoners, the ones that we took with us anyway, but also reiterating that they would need to fight alongside us to defeat our enemies, to earn honoured subjects, rather than guarantee. We can guarantee they can earn it in combat with our enemies, but we won't
See that?
give it to them
So-
straight up.
Sorry, just a question.
Of course.
How do you become a honoured? An honoured.
Essentially,
subject?
you would have to become recognized by the High Council.
So we need to.
The leadership would have to say yes.
So if we're gonna do, all right. So I agree with Mark, on his points. Then we also need to get in touch with the High Council, then, don't we?
Yes.
And go
I-
and go. Was it House? What house was it? Who's just been massacred?
Koresh?
Pelesh. Yes.
Pelesh.
Pelesh. So tell the High Council that the House of Pelesh have been defeated by these by the people they I don't know
Ooh.
looked after, and say that the house is nothing compared to House. Is it Corel?
Correct.
Corel, yeah.
And that we will take over the planet, and seeing that these subjects are used in the war against the Federation and any of our enemies.
I don't think we even need to reach out to them. We can say that, so in order to be on subjects, they need to have fought against more worthy opponents, as they described them as lazy, incompetent. So that's not enough. Defeating the Pelesh was enough to win them their enhanced independence under our house. But we will guarantee them the status of honoured subjects through more deserving, more honourable combat. More
Yeah,
glorious combat.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when we're talking to, because we need to talk to the council as well. We can't.
Yeah, you don't have the
over-
authority to make a unilateral decision that these are definitely honoured subjects, so you have to gain permission from the council first. The council has to
Yeah.
appoint them honoured subjects and can appoint them potentially to be a vassal house of House Krell.
But I'm not saying, I don't think we even broach that until we have. So going for
Well,
vassal house,
no. They said they want proof. The only way we're going to get proof is getting the council on board with this, and something signed by the council.
so we can
But
do
they-
that. But my thought is that we just get them to come into our fold as vassals. And if we may manage to improve the output of dilithium and use them as cannon fodder, use that to get the honoured status rather than try to approach the council with limited.
Yeah, but when they're not going to become they're not going to be recognised as a vassal of House Corel unless we get permission from the from the council straight away. We need.
Connie,
to
you were
get
going
in
to say
touch-
something.
Sorry.
Connie, did you have anything to add to that?
Oh, yes. So they were asking for proof that we're honourable, but one thing, asking the council doesn't imply that we're honourable. It could be they view the council as, dishonourable people in the first place. So I think we have to show them with our actions. I agree with Mark in that we sort of have to have them show some results first before we can make them make them honourable people ahead beyond vassals. But I don't think we can just be like, we did this and that. I think we need to ask, I think, to be like, okay, what do you deem honourable? Perhaps.
Cool. Les, what's your thoughts on all of this?
Uh,
Or what's Trasa's thoughts on all of this, I should say?
well, we definitely will need the council's approval, possibly even the head of our house's approval.
That's a good point.
Because yes, we can do all this, but we're not the heads of our house. We're just a ship of House Krill.
A
Granted,
bloody
Trasa
big
is-
ship. A good one too, so you're probably one of the top crews on the house. But yes, you quite rightly point out, you are not the head of the house.
Granted, is blood related to the head? I'm not sure if Captain Tre'gok is. I can't remember.
Yes. You're
But
both
still, we gotta ask.
related to the head of the house, yes. There's a certain degree of nepotism may or may not be responsible for some of it here, but overall, yeah, there's like a cousin of a cousin thing kind of going on there.
But definitely, at first, talk with the head of the house, figure out if that is something they would agree, then prove our honorableness, and then talk with the council.
Okay, so the first thing that the two civilian captains on your behalf are going to suggest is that they give you time to talk with the head of your house in order to get permission and to show that you are honorable Klingons. Sakrolk in that case goes, "We have already proven we are warriors by taking on the Pelesh, but as we have pointed out, and as you point out, taking on the Pelesh does not prove our mettle as warriors, and we are more than capable of proving our mettle as warriors. We do not simply wish to become meat to be ground underneath the blasters and phasers of your enemies, simply to protect Klingons who would hide behind us like cowards. We demand to be treated with the respect due warriors. However, a house that can prove their honorableness to us compared to that of House Pelesh is more than welcome to enter into negotiations with us, and we will be more than willing to hear what you have to say." So with that, you do get your chance to send a message back to the homeworld so that the head of your house, whom, if we consult this, is currently Kvrok, son of Keogh. So Tvrok himself will have to send word back saying whether or not he's up for this. And it's around about this time that as that communication is sent out, that there is a sudden sensor alert. Sensors on both the science and tactical stations indicate that there are ships decloaking from behind you. So, if we go back to the system map, what happens is, all the way back here, where you guys are at, you guys are still currently cloaked, another ship decloaks in a great rush of a hurry. Subspace is filled with a roar of a Klingon voice as a D12 is that a bird of prey? A D12 bird of prey decloaks dangerously close to your vessel, which obviously it can't see, traveling at full impulse and seeming almost like the bird of prey rips hull material from your starship as it goes sailing past you, weapons blazing. An even more poorly piloted Birel-class bird of prey decloaks right next to the Mavola, one of the two civilian ships with you. And it actually does impact one of its wings against the Mavola. Photon torpedoes fire quickly from the D12 and they stitch a line across to one of the Katanga cruisers on the other side. Meanwhile, another Birel-class bird of prey decloaks, screaming past the other civilian transport, but the Mavola itself is now in trouble. The communications board on your own ship lights up as a distress signal is sent from Captain Planet. No, from Captain Back of the Mavola. As the grazing blow of that bird of prey's wing has torn through his ship's shielding and ruptured the cargo hold. Which means that targs that were delicious and crew members you shared bloodwine with are currently being ejected into space. The other incoming subspace communication is from the D-12 that initially screamed past you. And the message coming from that ship is, "Attack those Patak or get out of my way! For the glory of House Polish!" So, we have... The Mavola has suffered a very bad hit to its shields. And it has suffered a structural breach. Meanwhile, these ships, these new ships that have just entered the system, are screaming off towards the 3 Katanga battle cruisers, and they all have ident codes that identify them as members of, well, ships of the fleet of House Palesh. What are you going to do?
Our charge needs help.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We let the... what are they called again? The Harash?
The Hagit?
The Hagit, sorry. The Hagit, we tell them are about to get confirmation of the offer. We must tend to our ship's poor health. Show us your, whilst we wait for confirmation, further reinforce your status as warriors against these 3 Klingon ships. And then also get the captain of the Malova to issue more swearing to the Palesh to say, what kind of flying do you call that?
Okay. Thoughts from everybody else?
I think it's a good idea, but as Klingons, it's very funny that we're just gonna stay cloaked this whole time, not really participate overtly.
Yeah, but who do we? Oh, hello, welcome back. You're in the middle of space.
Who shut
This is
me
just
up?
for for ease of reference. Let's see, who else we got? We got not necessarily in the order we want to use them. It's Shatran and DOS. Okay.
My logic there is, we need to know if our house, the head of our house, will accept these terms, because otherwise we're attacking everyone. Because who knows what's going to happen. We want to know who to attack, because we don't want to support Palesh. Unless we really have to, because they're a crap house, and we want this system.
I have a feeling that they might just start attacking our trade ships, though. They'll be like, "You're in the way," and also...
They've gone past them.
Oh.
But if they do start attacking the ships, we blow them up. Tre'gok's waiting to shoot something. So I'm ready to shoot. It's just a case that he wants to know who to shoot.
Now, first we need to save our trade ship.
Yeah,
that's
they're
cool.
our charge.
That's cool.
I think they should be our priority.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, we've still got a huge advantage that no one knows we're here.
Interestingly enough, sorry, go on, Liz.
But to help them out, we might have to decloak just to transport people on there to help with.
There's that.
Repairs.
There's that too, yes. Now, interestingly enough, the individual you were talking to, Sack Roll, he's currently in command of the, I suppose you would call it the southernmost, the bottommost Katanga, and he is looking to, his ship is maneuvering in such a way that they appear to be going towards the Mavola as well.
Oh, I want to know what he's doing, so...
He's proceeding in such a way that doesn't appear to be offering that much resistance to the Palesh. If you want to know what he's doing, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, sending a message that if he's not offering assistance to the Mavola. I can't see it. I'm too zoomed out.
Yeah, same.
If he's not offering, if he's not flying to the aid of the Mavola, he is a threat. In which case, we know who to attack.
I mean, I assume he must be, but I think, like Liz said, we need to transport them, well, to the other ship because we would need to uncloak.
Yes.
Transport them to us, right? So.
Quite.
So,
Leave an empty ship and see what happens.
Yeah. Send the query to him as we get ready. See what his response is before we decloak and save the crew.
Okay. Let me move the House Palace ships slightly further out then as they engage, and the word comes back from comes back from is that Hulk or is that someone else? Rolk, yeah. From Sakrok saying they are comrades in arms against the incompetence and cowardice of the Palesh. We are aiding them. So it looks like that he's looking to assist in aiding the Mavola. Such a way that he's broken his ship away from the main line of Katanga cruisers who, pardon me, are engaging with the Palesh.
Oh, okay. Wow. In which case, which ship hit Malova?
That one.
I think it was the most southern one. This one.
All right. Tre'gok's suggestion is decloak and shoot that thing.
Yep, because at least
he's going to aid. We're going to decloak and shoot that.
At least the Herc have, or not the Herc, the other people have proven honorable enough to be like, we were negotiating. They got hit by a group. We're going to render aid.
Indeed.
Yep.
Let me just put little indicators that these are the Hagit commanders next to their ships. So I know who we're talking about. Okay, cool. Okay, so just as we get this stuff ready to rock, as you are about to launch your surprise attack, your tactical readouts indicate that there are other attacks going on. Near to the shipyard, I nearly lost the word there, near to the shipyard, a D7 decloaks. Appears to be a House Palesh D7 and is busy wreaking energetic ruin on the unfinished birds of prey parked in the area of the shipyard. And also another D7 cruiser decloaks and makes an attack run on the orbital fortress itself. But then, whilst all that is going on, you have your own little bit to deal with, so let us get into it. You are going to be attacking these guys. Okie spokey. And then we're going to need to add all of you guys in some capacity to all of this. Cool. So, because you are doing a surprise attack, the bird of prey... Well, what is the usual run for this? You're going to need someone to Because this is going to need to be one of those practice runs that the first officer conducts that I mentioned before. So let's see how fast you can do this decloak attack. Jobby. It's essentially going to be, first things first, is probably going to... Where did I put him? Commander Voth? That's not Voth. No, god damn it, it's done it again, hasn't it? That's not Voth, that's Latulol Dos! So let's change him. I keep forgetting to change the name on that token. Right, so that's Latulol Dos, not Commander Voth. He is more than likely, either he or probably actually the Chief Engineer is going to be the one who's going to need to do a quick shift of the power system so that the power is taken away from the cloaking device and put into tactical systems. So we are looking at more than likely your Chief Engineer being the first to go in this combat.
Hello.
Too expensive. So, what I'm going to need from you, Chris, is Shilatha's control and engineering and you've got plasma power systems. Have you also got, I'm giving it all she's got? Yeah, but you don't need that for now, you've got that.
Oh, it's my talents, yeah. But yeah, the focus I've got plasma system. Right.
Oh, wow, whoa, hey! Yowza, do you throw the switch on the systems really well. Okay, so Shilatha shows why they're the chief engineer, and yeah, as soon as battle alert is sounded, with practiced precision, Shilatha rolls out the power from the cloaking device, which gets thrown straight into the tactical systems, but they will need to be done in their own way themselves.
So
now the question... Yes, go on.
Yeah, no. Just as we're decloaking, I was typing it out, but I could just say it. As we fire on this ship, not as we decloak, because we're decloaking and firing pretty much as quickly as possible. House Flesh, you've damaged a negotiating ship, stand down or be destroyed.
Ooh, but you're still shooting them, right?
Oh, we're still shooting them.
Stand down or be destroyed as you're spamming the fire button.
Well, yeah, no, we're letting them know by giving them example. Like, we're just going to blast that one to pieces. Like, stand down or be destroyed.
Interesting.
Granted, we probably already understand that they're probably not going to stand down, so we're just jumping the gun.
Oh yeah, we're just letting them know that there's the option to surrender.
We're giving you the choice of surrender. The choice isn't yours, it's ours as to whether or not we accept it.
Exactly. You have the option. It doesn't mean we're going to listen.
War crimes, woohoo! Okay, cool. So, in the natural progression of ship combat, they would get to go next, unless you want to spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative, which would give you the opportunity to
fire.
Fire.
Yep.
Yep. I think seize initiative and fire, right?
Seize initiative.
Very useful spend. Yep.
Yeah. Granted, we can't keep doing that like the last time. How many times did we go?
Whoops.
Oh, I did that.
That was
too.
me. Sorry, I interrupted. You were on the money. How many times? A lot. I don't remember the exact number of times you did that last time, but yeah, it was a fair few. It was a good old lot. So, who is going next? Not Commander Crotan, as this suggests. It's actually Tre'gok.
Cool. So,
well, it's up to you, unless somebody else wants to do some prepping first. Like, if you want your con officer to give you an attack run so that they can assist, or if you want your captain or your first officer to start putting some to start creating some advantages or to create some complications for the enemy. It's up to you how you want to do this. Do you want to just jump straight into doing some shooty bang bang fire, or do you want to build up your bonuses first?
I kind of want to just jump straight in. Do we have any advantage because it's a surprise shot?
I suppose it would make sense that it would be slightly less hard to hit them because they didn't expect you to be coming up on their aft quarter.
Like, Skeptic, wait, what?
Target lock! From whom? From behind us!
Yeah. So, when you make an attack, you use swift action, so attack twice. At what range are we?
You're currently at... let me think.
Is that close?
They zipped right past you, so you're probably gonna be within close range, which
Just
does
the
mean the
cannon
cannon. It means the
Alright,
big gun can fire.
Oh yeah.
So, if we can please have somebody be the ship whilst Mark is Tre'gok, who would like to be the ship firing the big cannon?
Me.
Okay.
That'll be a Liz.
Shield breaker! Alright then, so obviously the Do Qe'Bach is going to be giving us weapons and security with one success. Fan dabby dozy. You are doing shield breaker, so you... When you make an attack using a starship's weapons, the weapon gains the depleting quality if it did not have so already, yes. Which means it will be taking points off of the shields, but let's
see how much.
revisit that just to make sure we've got that.
Oh, in this case, do we need to do that? It's an option, isn't it?
Depleting means that you cannot cause the ship to be shaken, but the momentum cost to increase damage is reduced by 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then we're doing that. Fire at will's ready. So, yeah, I'm rolling. Is that control and security?
It's going to be control and security, yes indeed.
Focus in tactical systems.
Oh, yes indeedy.
And then, do I want... This is the team. Do I want to spend a momentum to try and roll more dice to get more damage through?
Well, you've already got one. I already said that the difficulty to hit is reduced by 1 because it's a surprise attack, which means you've already met the required successes, so whatever Tre'gok produces from here is added extra.
Okay, in which case, let's do it. Roll dice.
You indeed. It's lucky that you're so good at what you do. 'Cause that could have been a glancing hit rather than an actual hit, but that's 2 over and above what was needed. So those can be thrown straight back into the momentum pool for you to decide whether or not you want to use them. Now, if we consult the character sheet, you use the Disruptor Cannon, which is the whacking great big fork cannon, shaped cannon at the front of the ship. So that is a runting great fire.
As we've got a full momentum pool, I use Chief Tactical Officer to increase the damage. There.
Okay, so it goes up to 10. And since you've got depleting on this, because you're using Shield Breaker, do you want to spend another momentum to up the damage by 1 again?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless anyone says no.
Unless anyone says no. Does anybody not want to spend a momentum to increase the damage? Going once. Going twice.
Set an example.
Set an example. Jeebus. Right, okay, so you didn't scan for weaknesses, so their resistance still applies. It's now 11 damage in total, but you're using it for Shield Breaker. Which just means it becomes that much easier to do damage. You cannot make the ship shaken because you're just battering down its shields. Its resistance of 4 applies, which means it takes 7 which means you did knock 50% of its shields off in one shot. So that was a super heavy shot. Now that was your major action. That was Tre'gok's major action. You do still have a minor action you could use to, you know, actually raise the shields of your ship.
Yep. Bulk.
Shields up, Captain. So, you have Fire at Will, which you may spend 1 momentum to make a second major action, which means another attack. Is that what you want to do? Because you announced it.
I do.
Okay.
Everyone okay with that?
There's no question, is it?
Nope. Okay, but this time not using Shield Breaker. Let's give them.
Not using Shield Breaker this time. Okay.
Yep.
Now, this time I think it's fair someone else gets the chance to be the ship. So, Connie, would you like to be the ship?
Oh, alright then.
It's already pre-selected for you, weapons and security, so feel free to roll our dice. Mark, as Tre'gok, you get to roll the same thing again. Hit the peak button. Wow, the ship's doing what she does best rather well today, isn't she? There you go. 2 more momentum go back into the pool to be spent to do with whatever you want to do with, but once again, a bolting great big shot comes from the forward disruptor cannon. Right, so, once again, standard damage for your disruptor cannon, I'm looking at the wrong ship, is 9.
I think we'll just use 1 momentum, so it stays at 4. Because we earned 2, so yeah. Bring it back to where it was after seizing initiative, just to add an extra damage.
Okay. Everyone okay with that? Why go 9 when you can have 10?
Exactly.
Okay. Alright then, let's see. So that's their resistance of 4, which means they deplete by 6, which means left with only a few bits of shield left. But because you did do more than 5 damage, you make their ship shaken. Which means that the ship has suffered some damage, which limits its ability to take too many turns.
And we've broadcast the the warning.
Surrender or die. Yes, indeedy. I do believe so. So that's been your tactical officer's main thrust, shall we say. It was a dual attack. 2 strikes of the kaboom button. Do you want to... No, you can't maintain. Now it's my turn. So, let's see. Klingons of House Palesh. Currently you're only engaged against these guys. He's going to try his best to get some shields back, which requires reserve power, which they do have currently. Control and engineering difficulty 2. Let's try this. See how good or how bad these guys are. 1 success. Do they get anything from the ship? They do. Structure and engineering. Structure, engineering from a Burrell-class bird of prey. Oof. Nope, no shields for you. So, yeah. Who among you guys want to go next? We've got Commander Trasa, we've got Lieutenant Nathulal Dos, we've got Dr. Okitha, we've got Captain Qe'Bach, we've even got the con officer, Lieutenant Shatran.
So if we were to fire again, say another like disruptor bank or the photon torpedoes, Would it be harder?
Yes.
Yeah, we've spent the surprise, so stacking up for the next round's attack would be great.
So yes, the difficulty would go up to hit. But it's a gamble you can make, considering how little shields that bird of prey has left.
Oh, you actually just want to, rather than do a prepping run, just fire again?
Entirely up
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you. I'm just laying out options.
Because, I mean, there's only so much advantages that... Basically, both Connie and me would be doing the same advantages.
Unless you can think
Go
of
for it.
something else to do.
So, I was thinking... Me fire, Connie adds for advantages the next round, and we might knock the shields out of this bird of prey.
What does everybody else think?
Cool. I like it.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Trasa go for the coup de grace, and then target the next one.
So Trasa's taking the next bit. Okay.
Yep, and I think the disruptor banks, because I don't think we can keep firing the disruptor cannon.
Makes sense to me. But it's still going to be a bit harder to shoot, so if I can get... Chris, you still about?
Yep.
Can I get you to be the Do Qe'Bach, the ship this time, to roll for weapons and security from the... Just one dice for the ship? A 4! Good grief, she's doing very well. And so it's down to Trasa, so you've got 2 more successes you need to land a hit with the disruptor banks against this bird of prey.
You could
I'm
take a momentum.
You could take a momentum.
Yeah, I think I'll do a momentum to take 8 extra dice.
An extra dice. Okay, so that's 3 for you.
Right, it's only 1 momentum, or is it 2?
It's 1 for the moment, yes. If you wanted to add more, it would
Okay.
be more.
And then I was going to do my first value of honor or
Honor before death?
Yeah, honor before death.
Heilish Beppu! You guys need to have these little slogans actually written on buttons on your in your console. So you just slam the button and you... Oh my word!
I left.
Okay. Okay.
What can we do against that complication?
You have the.
Oh yeah, she's got like all the medals.
Is Trasa using a medal against what was against that complication that was just rolled there?
Yes, I'm using the order of the Batliff.
Okay, so we're ignoring that complication. Damn, I would have had a bit of fun with that.
I have 3. I'm gonna use them.
Okay. Are you sure that targeting solution is complete, Commander? Yes. Look over there. Bam. It's fine.
Yes, because I rolled.
That's
Not only did I
5.
get a
You
1.
got double 1s. Yeah, good grief.
1 was from my value, and then I rolled a 20 and a 1.
So there's no way Trasa's getting this wrong, in which case, yes, with the ship's advanced targeting systems, and Trasa, you get 2 over and above what was needed, so those go back into the momentum pool. Excuse me. And that means you
Can I put
definitely
1
hit.
in a momentum? Can I put 1 in a momentum pool and then the other one for more damage?
Yes. Yes, more damage.
Actually, wait. Can we put both into damage? We already had like 5, I think. Or no, we had 4 momentum, but that's fine.
It's going to be 2 momentum to up the damage, unless you've got weapons that do that thing. You're using the banks. They have the intense quality, so in all likelihood, yes, it will be a 1-for-1. Intense means that when you make an attack, you may increase the damage by 1 by spending 1 momentum rather than 2 multiple times. If you want to. So yes, absolutely. You can spend a momentum to up the damage by 1 for every momentum you spend. It's currently at 9. Actually, pardon me, 8. You're currently at 8 with the Disrupt the Banks.
Now, do you guys want me to... Do you think it would be wise to up it to 10 and just have us at momentum 4, or do you want to go momentum 4, damage 9?
I mean, the momentum of 4 should be fine, in my opinion.
They're not too far off from
Kaboom.
going kaput.
Everybody
So
else?
10 damage?
Dave, Chris, you alright with this?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Okay, destruction. So how up should we up the damage to? 10?
Yeah, so I'll just take this back. Those 2.
Alrighty. And -4 is 6, which means it takes the 2, which leaves it with 4. 4 goes into structure, which is way over and above its scale, which means kaboom. That is one thoroughly destroyed bird of prey.
Trasa looks happy with herself.
As it just goes bang, and all that's left is a lot of floating debris. So we'll just put that by there.
Well, that should really give that house, like, we can destroy you easily.
Let's just consider what happened there. These guys came screaming out of Cloak, probably just come out of warp themselves, and they start heading straight towards the Hagit, who had essentially, according to them, stolen their ships, and they collided with a civilian transport vessel because, you know, they suck. And all of a sudden, a Vorcha-class attack cruiser decloaks behind them, fires once, twice, and then with its cannon, and then with its disruptor banks, and just obliterates them in short order. I mean, what the hell? You didn't even give them time to register they were in danger.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
they-
Surrender or die! Boom, boom, boom.
Hold on. They hit our friends.
Yeah,
You know, the
that
people
ship
we
was
were
never
escorting.
going to have a chance to surrender. It's everyone else that we need to have surrender.
Yeah, they're the warning. Everyone else needs to know.
I wasn't talking to you.
Pretty much, we weren't talking to the ship we destroyed.
Wow. Okay. Right, so we've got these guys were moving to help out the Mavola. Meanwhile, the D12 and its accompanying other ship are engaged in a fight with these 2 Katanga-class ships here. Now, meanwhile, while your little surprise explosion was going on, the House Palesh Katanga cruiser that went for the orbital station gets immediately obliterated by an absolute pounding from the orbital station's weaponry. Let me just find that for sure. If I can find it. Yeah, so essentially this D7 gets wiped out from its attempt to try and take down the orbital station, so that also gets reduced to a pile of floating debris. as it is just absolutely obliterated by the weaponry of the orbiter station. But House Palesh does have one success to its sneak attacks, as its other D7 battle cruiser sneaks up on the 2 Burrell class birds of prey who are still not entirely complete, flies in and takes each of them out from their docking cradles before they're even able to launch, and so destroys them in an explosion of parts and plasma detonations. However, that Katanga then tumbles away, trailing vaporizing hull plating and atmosphere, because apparently they didn't notice the multiple fission mines that were surrounding the area protecting the space dock, the shipyard, pardon me. And so that D7 ends up listing, floating in space. At about this instance, whilst the Katanga cruiser under the command of Sek Rolk gets close enough to lower its shields and start beaming on survivors of the Mavola, including those who had been vented into space, they are beaming them into their medical bays. The coward can only defeat a helpless ship. Well, exactly. So, yes, the Hagit on this ship are actually putting themselves in jeopardy by lowering their shields, but at the moment it doesn't seem as if House Palesh have got any ships to spare to take advantage of this. But Sek Rolk is sending a message to yourselves stating that they do not have the detailed knowledge of Klingon anatomy that they will need to more effectively help medically treat the Klingons that they are beaming aboard. So they would appreciate some assistance with that if and when you are able. Meanwhile, the commander of the D12 of House Palesh identifies himself as General Ganak, head of House Palesh, and he orders yourselves to stand down and either assist him in taking down the Hagit or simply staying out of his way, or risk being fired upon. Now, Captain Qe'Bach, and Trasa to an extent as well, you guys are both insightful enough to be able to pick up even on a shouting Klingon's communication line. Ganak sounds more desperate than he sounds confident.
Yeah.
Did a smaller useless house just order us around?
That is literally Trasa's response to the captain.
Well, we've identified our next target. Maybe the smaller ship will learn its lesson.
Can we have them stand down? Have them stand down? Sorry, my inflection. Because, at this point, what they're gonna do?
Oh yeah, just repeat the previous transmission. You've damaged a negotiating ship. Stand down or be destroyed.
It would be a shame if we got rid of the house entirely.
Oh, that's a nice minor house you've got there. It would be a shame if you lost it.
Yeah, we take out the flagship. This is ours. This is our new ally. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I like the juxtaposition of this. Technically, General Ganak is a superior officer. He has got a higher rank. So he is technically ordering those of a lower rank, but I like that you guys' response to him is just, did that guy just tell us to surrender? Really? Seriously?
We're acting so much like House Varroth right now. Poor House. But unlike House Varroth, we have the muscle to back it up.
Well, white. Stand down or stay out of our way, or join us. Or what? Or what, General? Well, just as you guys are mulling over the level of response that you want to give, that is when a subspace transmission breaks through all the confusion. The subspace transmission has an ident that identifies it as coming from Konosh itself and bears the seal of Chancellor Gowron. The transmission is very, very simple. And I will get to that in just a moment as soon as I can find my voice modulator. The Eludium Pu 56 explosive space modulator. Give me just a second to... Alright, well...
I am Gowron of the Klingon High Council, and I hereby order all ships to cease firing immediately.
Do you stand down?
Oh, we stand down.
Yeah.
Tre'gok's not that brave.
Interestingly enough, as you guys stand down, the Hagit all stand down their weapons as well. Which allows the House Palace ships to get a couple of cheeky extra shots off. Nothing that actually destroys any of the any of the Hagit held Katanga ships, but nonetheless.
Yeah. They have no honor.
They defied Gowron. Execution time.
Yep. Time to play them up.
Meanwhile,
I have been informed of the particulars of the demands of the Hagit, and I am entertained by their display of martial prowess. However, I am also concerned about the precedent it may set for other subject species in the Empire if the Hagit are to be raised as honored subjects. Especially if they are done so without proper judgment of their bravery and heroism.
it's at this point that General Ganak breaks over the transmission.
My Lord Gowron, these are animals. They just need to be put back down, if I am but given a little more time.
Which is then summarily re-interrupted by the Chancellor himself.
You will silence your protests, Ganak, unless you want your actions to be further cemented as dishonorable, and your house stripped of all of its rights and holdings. Now, regardless of whether or not I decide to grant the Hagit's demand, you have shown yourselves to be poor warriors, and even worse stewards of the Empire's resources. I hereby appoint those on the Do Qe'Bach to be, as a neutral party to these discussions, the arbiters of my will in this regard. Captain Jevrak, I hereby appoint you and your crew as official arbiters to whether or not the Hagit be allowed honorable subject status. And you will also get to judge the actions of House Palesh, whether or not they are adequate stewards or if they are found wanting. I expect your decision within a full standard day. Until that time, You are considered to be representatives of Gowron himself. Is that understood?
Aye, sir.
Then may your judgment be swift, final, and honorable, Captain. Gowron out!
Is that a dirty little chuckle I just detected from everybody there?
A, B.
What a nice man.
Ooh.
Like
So-
him.
So we're betraying everybody, yeah? Except for Gowron.
Yeah.
Except for Gowron, you know.
I reckon because the incumbent controllers have access to everything. Perhaps they can provide evidence of definitely their incompetence, but maybe their corruption, and use that as justification that they should be banished. And we will discuss with them about becoming honored subjects through assisting the war as equal warriors. But the honored status comes when the war is won. They're not
Well-
cannon fodder. They contribute equally.
Well, we will have to see how that particular interesting note transpires next time, I am afraid. Because we've got a little bit of stuff to do.
Oh, I am so happy that I did not prep a help action.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
so,
Doctor,
yes.
By the way, Doctor, you're going on the other ship to go help the Klingons.
Yes.
Yes, Doctor. You're gonna go help the other our fellow Klingons that are on the ship.
You
Yes.
don't want me to be
No.
there you don't want me to be there for the negotiations. Why?
You're a doctor. You're supposed to go help Klingons, and I don't want to hear any backgrounds, or you're not gonna be able to talk again.
Smack on the nose.
Alright.
So the
don't
basic
worry,
situation
it'll be
we're
fine.
being left with. Yes, we'll be fine.
Matt,
Yes. Yo.
during these during this time away, can I make a sleep-in drug and also get some string and a needle, which is good enough to go through Klingon lips?
Oof. Getting a bit graphic here.
Sorry.
Are you? Are you really?
No.
I didn't think so.
I'm just Trasa's gonna wake up one night. Not wake up one morning with her lips sewn shut.
Stitched together.
Yep.
And so it goes on and on, round and around. Okay. So, yes, you guys... you had your own agenda coming into this, but now it seems things, well, they might very well be going your way. But if things were that easy, then why did I say it was going to be continued next time? We shall have to see. Nevertheless, for the moment, I believe I am unable to continue things next Sunday because, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, my godson is graduating, finally, at, what is he now, 20? 21? Bastard. So, yes, I'm going to be in attendance there, which unfortunately would eat into our time ordinarily. So, instead, is it alright if folks reconvene to finish this on the 27th? So that's 2 Sundays from now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Can I get you to contain your enthusiasm to conquer not just another planet and another species, but also to, decimate another minor house for shiggles?
I can't make it, but go ahead without me.
That's the 27th.
Yeah, the 27th. I can't make it.
That's
wait.
a shame.
Wait.
Or can you?
Oh, let me check. I keep getting confused which week it is. Pretty sure.
I'll make it.
Yes, I can't make it. I can't make the 27th. So yeah, go ahead without me.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Mark. I'll bring your energy.
It's kaboom or money.
Okay, fine, mate.
Preferably both.
Alright.
Oh yeah, probably both, but yeah.
All right then.
Naughty.
Naughty. In which case, go on.
Connie, I was going to say, Connie and Chris, you okay with that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Nice. In which case, yeah, we'll continue this in 2 weeks' time to see where it is we actually... exactly how much House Krell and the crew of the Do Qe'Bach can skim off the top for themselves in regards to their own honor, glory, wealth, and status. But hey, if the Klingons have taught us anything, is that you fight for what you want to take. You've got to be ready to fight for what you want to take, and you've got to be ready to fight for what you want to hold on to. And if you're not ready or strong enough to hold on to it, it'll only end up
A
being
better house is going to come and take it.
A better house is going to come along and take it. Thank you. Preferably yours.
Of course, we're the best house.
Exactly.
With
So in that case, I will thank everybody who watched the stream and also who followed along with us on YouTube afterwards. If you did, thank you very much, and we hope to see you again and find out what happens to the crew of the Do Qe'Bach, exactly how much they get away with, whether or not they become the new mafia dons of their sector of space. But in the meantime, glory to your houses and also to the Empire, and may we wish you all an honourable death in combat. Ve Victus, woe to the conquered, yes indeed. I've played that game as well. Many times. But, nevertheless, we will see ye warriors next time that we see you. Until such time, in 2 weeks' time, we will see you again. Hopla.